This week on Comic Evolution, we talk about the identity of All New Venom. We have Wes and Tim's gallery, followed by Comic Book Scoreboard, what's trending, our spotlights this week. We also have some awesome trivia questions. And this year in comic book history, we go all the way back to 1992, right here on Comic Evolution. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tim. This beautiful man over here is Wes, and this is Comic Evolution. Please make sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss content like this all the time, every time. The only place to find us right now is right here on YouTube, and we would love to have you. Wes, without further ado, let's go ahead and dive right into this, and we'll go into Wes and Tim's gallery with our new pickups that we got since last episode. Wes, if you don't mind, why don't you
Awesome.
go ahead and go first?
Yeah, so I picked up another collection. So,
Ooh,
yeah, they've just been coming out of the woodwork lately. I've been getting pretty lucky too. So, this latest collection had some pretty good little hits in it. First one's up is Moon Knight #1.
that's the Lemire one,
It's
isn't it?
the third print, which is
No,
kind of hard to find.
Warren
Um,
Ellis. Nice.
yeah, and it's from 2014. Let's see. It's probably got about a $20 to $30 value in near mint condition. So I'm really happy to pick that one up. And it's really just a cool cover too. I
That
never
looks
read this
great.
story, so I don't know a whole lot about this run. But I do know that this is a really cool book. So happy to
As
have it.
as a Moon Knight fan during the Marvel Now time period when that came out, I was not reading Moon Knight, so I've never read the story either.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Makes me feel a little better, I guess.
Well,
I feel less I feel like less of a poser now. Uh,
considering that Michigan State beat Ole Miss, I understand.
now listen. Now listen. We said this was going to be we said we were gonna be nice to each other even though we were rivals just 2 nights ago,
Also
okay?
true.
Okay, so fix yourself.
Yes, sir.
Alright, next book up,
There
moving
we
on.
go.
Alright, so, we got, Amazing Spider-Man #5. This is the second appearance of Silk. I have a copy of #4. I did not get in that collection, but I do have a copy of it. So I did not have this. It's her second appearance, which is really cool, and it is also in near mint condition. I'm pretty happy about that too, and just again a pretty cool cover.
Everybody focuses on #4 with that cover. I have
Yeah,
honestly never seen cover #5, and that looks really cool.
yeah, it's really cool,
Yeah, I
really
like
cool.
that.
Yeah, I'm very happy about that.
That's
Very
awesome.
happy about that. And finally, this was the big hitter in that collection.
Yeah.
First
Golly.
print,
Not a
everybody,
facsimile.
not a facsimile, first print. Everybody knows this book.
Ooh, jeez Louise.
Yeah, yeah, this one was the good one in the entire collection. I did really well, and, I'm very, very happy to own this. I'm when I pulled it out, I was just kinda floored. I was like, "Oh!" So, I was like, "Look at there." So, yeah, so really cool, really cool. And you've got a second print, third print? I
No,
forget.
I have a
Oh,
facsimile
facsimile, okay,
somewhere around here. I think I put it back, but, yeah, I was
gotcha.
duped when I bought mine because it had a $10 price tag on it, and I was
Oh.
like, "Ooh, I'm getting lucky," and I bought it, took it home, and I was like, "Son of a da."
Ladies and gentlemen, see, even us old salty veterans can get fooled from time to time,
Well, because the
but yeah,
facsimile of that looks so
it
remarkably
does.
close.
I really wish that they would. Yes,
Yeah.
and I know you can tell the difference with the UPC and everything. But at first glance, or somebody who doesn't know what they're looking for, you can get scammed. And
Right here.
yeah, I mean, or if you just get overly excited and like, oh,
Yeah,
yeah, so
that
just be
FOMO
careful.
kicks in, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. What do you have, Timothy?
Oh, I've got some good stuff. So, yeah, let's take a look here. I went to a thrift store over the weekend, and it's a place here in Oak Ridge,
Okay. Yep,
Tennessee.
been there.
Yeah. One more time, thrift store, ladies and gentlemen. And I picked up a stack of books, but I'm going to show you my favorites out of those three. So take a peek. The first one, and I love what the guy did that put the books in there in the booth. He wrote this little caption that says, "Man, I just love how John Byrne draws Superman." And I have to agree.
Ooh, I agree.
Look at that.
He wrote that on there?
On a sticky note.
That's cool. I mean, obviously, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
That is amazing. Action Comics number 587. I
He took the
love
time to
that.
write that note and only charged you $1 for the book. That's funny. I mean,
And
it's yeah,
the book is minty fresh. It's
that's
the
cool.
whites are very white. The color's very clean. That gloss is really nice on there, and
Awesome.
it looks fantastic. Yeah, so yeah, super awesome. Love it. This next one, I have a copy of this, but it is in very poor condition. And I got this for $3 at the same booth. And this one is incredibly clean, and it's newsstand, which doesn't matter for the time period, but just take a look at this. This is Spectacular Spider-Man number 81.
Oh, I like that. Cloak and Dagger.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Stalkers in
Mhm.
the Shadows. The
Hmm.
colors on this pop, and for $3, I could not pass it up.
Yeah, yeah. And it's in good shape too, huh?
Beautiful condition. There
Right.
are no spine ticks. It could go for a press, but the corners are very tight. I think there's some rounding down here on this corner at the bottom, but beyond that, the book is cherry.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then this last one I picked up at McKay's while my kids were here this past weekend. Not this weekend, but the weekend before. And I just love the cover of this. I've never seen it before, and I really dig it. It's a black and white cover. Batman Legends of the Dark Knight number 179. Picked it up for $1. Take a look at that.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that.
That is cool.
Is that not the
You
coolest
can't beat
cover?
that for $1.
No, that looks absolutely fantastic, and I got it on cover alone. I think
Yeah,
this looks absolutely gorgeous.
that is cool.
Yep, and that $1 price tag is pretty sweet too.
Mhm. Can't
So
go
that
wrong.
no, not at all. Ladies and gentlemen, that is Wes and Tim's gallery right there. Tune in next episode to see what we pick up between now and then.
I'm not gonna be able to show bangers every week, that's for sure.
Right, yeah.
I've just been getting lucky with some collections lately.
Yeah, absolutely. But hey, that's where that came from, was a collection,
That's right.
actually. Yeah.
That's right.
So enjoy that in the background. But we got some scoring to do. We got the comic book scoreboard coming up, and we are going into trending right now, Wes. So let's talk about this one. So this is New Avengers issue number 33. And this is not a trivia question, but do you know what the significance of this book is?
I
And
do not.
I'll give you a hint. It has to do with Avengers Doomsday.
Well, I kind of assumed that, but,
Now,
no, I don't.
okay, so up at the title, in 1 month, time runs out. That is the prequel story that goes into the newer Secret
Secret
Wars right
Wars,
there.
right.
This issue has the first incursion in it. When the universes start colliding and things of that nature. First incursion occurs, the collision
Oh,
of alternate universes, with Earth being the point of impact, resulting in the elimination of hundreds of thousands of multiverses.
multiverses, yeah.
Exactly. So Time Runs Out is going to be a story that you want to read before Avengers Doomsday comes out, and Secret Wars. This book right here, raws are going for highs of $15 right now. CGC 9.8s, you'll see that down at the bottom, but I'm sure they're going to be anywhere between the $75 and $125 range. So if you have this book, definitely hang on to it for a little bit if it's something you want to move, but I only see this book going up.
I'm just impressed with that cover. Look how bad that
Is
is.
that not cool? That is an
I
amazing
love
cover.
that.
Yeah, that's a great cover. It's awesome. It's amazing. It's beautiful. I love it. Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen, we will go to this beautiful X-Men cover by Andy Kubert, X-Men number 24. We all know why this is trending right now. Just take a look at that. Yeah. So highs with this, they're hitting about the $15 mark too. And it's just because of cover alone. Iconic cover art by Andy Kubert. 188% increase in copies sold the week versus the previous week after it was announced that Channing Tatum will reprise his role as Gambit in Avengers Doomsday. So there you go. All right, Wes, you got a couple books on here. Let's
Yep.
go ahead and talk about those.
Yeah, Fantastic Four 252. It's the first cameo appearance of Reed Richards' father, Nathaniel Richards.
Mhm.
There was a 300% increase in copies sold this past week. It's due to speculation that Nathaniel Reed, or sorry, Nathaniel Richards, may be a familiar face coming to the MCU.
Gotta love speculation.
Yeah, I know. So your mid-range, mid-grade books you can get between 8 and $10.
That's not bad.
A high grade has actually been going between 25 and 30.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's a very minor key, but it is a key and it is something to keep your eyes out for.
Okay, Wes, let's go ahead and move on to your next book in trending. Go ahead and give us some information about this.
Yeah, West Coast Avengers number 45 is the first appearance of the white vision or colorless vision.
Yeah,
It had a 113% increase this past week in sales. It's due to a rumor that a TV series is in the works with the
yeah,
title Vision Quest. That's actually been a rumor for a year or
for
two,
a while.
but it's gaining some steam and some traction.
Okay.
And there's talk that they will begin filming very soon.
Ooh, okay.
And they said that the first season should come out in 2026. So
Wow.
filming's supposed to start pretty soon. So,
Okay.
but yeah, so mid-grade copies you can get between like $8 and $10, 8 and $12. High grade, you're looking at $40 or more.
Yeah, you're paying
Um,
some money for
yeah,
that.
yeah. So, but it's still an obtainable key, and it's
Yeah.
a cool key to have, anyways.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, so there's
And
that.
it's a beautiful homage to a book that we'll be talking about in Spotlight
Yep,
a little bit later on.
correct.
All right, awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to jump into that spotlight. And the first book we're going to talk about here is Batman, first appearance of Poison Ivy. This is Batman number 181. Has an interior pinup poster of Batman and Robin included in this also. If you can find copies of that with the pinup included, you're looking at high prices over $2,000 for a major key. Mid grades go for about 800, and even low grade copies, you're looking at two Benjamins on that.
I had a
That's
chance to get that book for $100 last year,
oh my
and I
god.
missed it. Somebody had it for sale on their Facebook Marketplace. Sorry to interrupt, but I had to
No.
tell you about my pain. Uh, and by the time I made a
Is
move on
she
it,
the
it
cause
was
of your
long
pain?
gone. Huh? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry to interrupt.
exactly.
Please
No,
continue.
that's okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this is obviously a classic key to have, and if you have an opportunity like Wes did, don't squander it and get this key in your collection. Low grade copies are better than no grade, guys. We've heard that from every friend that we have that collects, so definitely seek this out. This one though, I really like. I've had a copy of this before. It was an incredibly low grade copy, but this is the first battle, or moreover, the classic battle. I think it's first battle though, between the Hulk and the Thing. This is Fantastic Four number 112. Take a look at how gorgeous that cover is.
Yeah, I imagine finding high grade copies is very hard with that black background.
Very true. All the
Yeah.
fingerprints and the color
Mhm.
rub and the gloss just going away from this. Guys, yeah, this book came out in 1971. It's actually trending down right now. So the cost of this is a little more attainable, but I imagine that this is going to go up in the not too near future. Um, or not too distant future, I'm sorry. because of Avengers Doomsday with all the cast from Fantastic Four being in there. They haven't announced Mark Ruffalo yet, but I think it's safe to assume that he's going to be there. Low grade copies are $40 right now. Mid grades are going for about 120, and high grade raws are for about 400.
Ooh.
And CGCs, you'll see that price down there, which is definitely incredibly high.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right, Wes. Now we showed this one right here in our trending. Now we're going to show the book that is homaging, which is this.
Yep. Avengers 57.
Yeah.
This first appearance of the Vision, second appearance of Ultron. Let's see, the last 8.5 sold for $874 versus an
Wow.
average of $651. So
Wow.
that's a definite increase. 9.0 sold for $1,200 versus an average of just over 1,000. So it's trending upwards, and it's for the same reasons as the other book. Yeah, but now it's starting to get traction again because because of the
Yeah.
announcement of the new show that's going to come out.
Yeah.
And according to this, they're actually gonna celebrate the 50-year wedding anniversary of the Scarlet Witch and Vision
Ooh.
by beginning filming that day. So if you know when that was, that's kind of when it's going to begin filming.
Wow.
So yeah, pretty cool with that. So yeah, there's that book. It is an expensive book. It is an expensive book, but it's only going to get more expensive.
Yeah.
So like I said last week, if you're on the fence and you're wanting to get one, you might want to do it sooner rather than later, or wait until after the show's over and wait a couple years and then wait for it to soften again.
Yeah, so obviously this is what I like to call legacy books. These books are
Yeah.
huge. They rarely ever depreciate in value, and if they do, it's not by much, but these are books that you can count on to always appreciate in your collection. Low grade copies are running about 115 right now. Mid grades are pretty hefty 380, and those highs are 1,000 or more, and that is absolutely insane.
Yes.
We got one more book in our spotlight, and then we're going to cover something a little interesting with a brand new book that's coming out later this week. But first off, let's talk about this one.
Secret Wars #8. Now this one is almost always on that
Yeah.
spotlight list. It hasn't been as of late, but it is once again on that list.
Yeah.
This, of course, is the origin of a black suit, and it's also not as well known to be like the second appearance of Spider Woman,
Yeah.
Julia Carpenter.
Yeah.
Excuse me. A 9.8 sold for $600 versus an average of $482, which is an increase of 24%.
I have an 8.5 of
Yeah.
this.
I have one of
I
these
didn't
silly
wanna say.
guys.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Put that
And
away.
yeah. A 9.6 sold for $390 versus an average of $262, so an increase of 49%.
Yeah.
So interest in this book has been back on the map with the updates surrounding the MCU's foray
Oh, yeah.
into the Doom phase and Doomsday and all that stuff. So
And with Spider-Man
and with
4
the Secret
coming out.
Wars film, and even though I don't know if it's going to be this Secret Wars or not, I still don't get that. But whatever.
I think it's going to be a mixture of both,
Yeah,
more leaning toward the newer one than this
correct,
one.
correct. So
Low grade copies of this are a sweet $18. I mean, those are going to be your
beat copies.
really beat to death copies, your reader copies. Mid grades are running about 60, and high grade raws. These are directs, by the way. Newsstands you can expect to pay a premium on, but high grade raws for directs are about $180. So there you go. I mean, if you can find it, get it, because this is another one of those legacy books.
Yep, get it now.
Yeah, exactly. All right, moving on to something that I think is incredibly stupid. And I want to show this to you. This right here.
Okay.
All New Venom #5. This book comes out this week, ladies and gentlemen. So it'll be at your local comic shop if you got it in your polls. This is one of those spec books that's probably going to go really high, shine as bright as the sun, and then come a crashing down. But Wes, we talked about this earlier today, and do you know who the
I
new?
don't.
Okay, good.
I don't, and I wanted to hear it from you.
So, according to an article on Bleeding Cool, Marvel has sent out special preview copies of this issue to comic shops. One of the people at a comic shop opened it and flipped it open to the inside. The reveal that Marvel is having about who this could be now whether this is actually going to be confirmed or not, we'll find out when this episode drops. So let us know in the comments how you feel about it. But the big reveal for who this is and what Marvel's been doing is they said that it was going to be one of 4 different people, and they've already eliminated one, which is Madam Mask, I think, or something like that. And the other 3 they've been kind of alluding to. But according to interior artwork of this book, it is none other than Peter's ex-fling, Mary Jane Watson. Yeah. And I think that is one of the dumbest things Marvel could possibly do. Marvel editors, if you're watching, why? 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 What's the reason? The one character that is absolutely terrified of the symbiote, you put her in, and now after you destroyed her and Peter's relationship,
This
turned
makes no sense.
turned her into the world's worst random superhero with Jackpot and gave her kids that didn't exist. And now you put her in a symbiote suit and she is the all new Venom. If this is the case, this is why I'm not reading main Marvel books, with the exception of 1 or 2. And I am definitely not reading anything even remotely related to Spider Man.
Man,
Right?
that's
Dumb.
tell us how you really feel, Tim.
Oh my God. I have
Oh,
been yelling at the rooftops
you are the
since
#1 Spider-Man fan I know,
I
and I
hate
know this
this.
just burns you to the core.
It is. It
And
100%.
it I get it. I get
This
it.
is why I'm reading Ultimate Spider-Man and not the regular Spider-Man title.
Yeah.
Jonathan Hickman is actually paying attention to what the fans want. Let's get this nastiness off of here. He's paying attention to what the fans want. Marvel editorial has specifically stated that they do not care what we as the fans would like to see in the 616 continuity. They know better than we do, and they
Mm.
will never put Peter and Mary Jane back in a working marriage relationship ever again.
They said that?
I believe so. Speculation, maybe, possibly, but probably not.
Wow.
It's anywhere on the internet. Tom Breeveport, I think, said that. And he is the chief Marvel editor right now. Yeah, so
Great.
I'll have that down at the bottom for you guys to take a look at on exactly where to go to see the interview that he did where he talked about that. But if you're watching this, you've probably already read that and are just as mad as I am. So there you go. I just think that's dumb. It's totally stupid. And I'm going to stomp my feet and fold my arms and turn my back and go read something else.
There's your visual, folks.
There you go. But I digress. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move right along to the long box showcase. This is our favorite part of the show where we show you awesome stuff from our collection. And Wes, once again, why don't you go ahead and take the reins
Yeah,
and show us what you got there,
sure.
good sir.
Well, this one doesn't count because I already showed it. So,
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
right. So I'm going to show something cool that I have, some cool books that I've got that
hmm
I just enjoy having in my collection. I'm not the biggest fan of Captain Marvel or that version of Captain Marvel, but I
Mm.
love this book. I really do. It's at square bound. It's in pretty good shape. You were there when I pulled this out of a collection
Yep, I was
a couple
helping you
years ago.
sort one out. Yeah.
Yep, yep. And so really happy to have that. And it's in
Yeah.
It's in mid-grade. You know, you can probably find this mid-grade copy in probably about $40 or so,
Nice.
$50.
Nice.
So, but yeah, very happy to own that. It looks really good in Mylar.
I bet.
So there's that one.
All right.
All right, and this one was really cool. I got this in trade about 5 or 6 months ago. Tim, you've seen this one as well. It's this Amazing Fantasy number 12. This was before Stan Lee was Stan Lee.
Yeah.
And this is from 1962. It's in rough shape, and you probably can see
3 issues before.
3 issues away. It does
Oh
not
my
have
god.
remotely close to the same value as the AF-15, but it's probably still about $150 book
Yeah.
in its condition. Very happy to own it. It's just really cool. I love having this old piece of history here.
Yeah.
Um,
And
you
see, by the time that book hit shelves, Marvel already knew they were gonna cancel the title, and Stan
yeah,
Lee and Steve Ditko were already planning on putting Spider-Man in there.
right,
Yeah,
right.
that's
Isn't that
amazing.
fantastic?
Yeah. No, it's amazing.
Yes, 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 it is. Yes, it is. But yeah, so there's that. That was my second book there,
That's
and
great.
yeah, just thought I would show that off tonight.
I love that. That's
Yeah.
fantastic.
What do you
Oh.
have?
Oh, I got some stuff,
You
Wes.
got some
So,
stuff?
yeah, I got a thing or
Okay,
2.
okay, okay,
So you did Marvel, you did some old school Marvel. I'm gonna do some, Copper Age DC.
okay.
Let's go ahead and go with this beautiful George Perez, Crisis on Infinite Earths, number 7.
Mm-hmm.
Look at
Yes.
that. At a 9.6.
Very,
Very happy with this.
very nice.
Yeah.
So close to that 9.8.
I know. God, I don't even know what's wrong with it. Oh, there's, I think, a little tick down here, and
Little
you can
blunting
see it
there.
right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But still, a 9.6. This was one of the first books I got graded that I handed you to
Yep.
send off. And this, I still love it. This is a book I'll never get rid of until I get a 9.8, and then I'll
There you go.
probably still keep this. Very cool. The next one I want to show you, and you know about this book too. So this one I got from a comic shop that I used to work at a couple of years ago, and sent it out. Got it graded by our good buddy Brad, and it came back a 9.6. This is the second printing of Batman number 423.
Ah, yes.
Also 9.6. Yeah.
What a fantastic grade for that book.
I love that. I am so happy with
When we
that.
saw that grade, both of us were like, "Oh my gosh." And
Yeah.
then you think, "Oh, what could have been?" But mostly we were like, "Oh my gosh, we cannot believe that's a 9.6. That's fantastic."
There's some off-centering here. I
Yeah.
know that some people have an issue with that. The CGC does not count that against the book, though, as long as the staples are aligned and everything's straight and
Yeah.
normal.
And it's a
That's
beautiful book in person. It is just, oh my gosh.
Oh, it's gorgeous. This is one of my favorite books to have, and that iconic Todd
Mhm.
McFarlane artwork right there.
Yeah, I've got a
Yeah.
third print, and it is not even, I mean, it might would get an 8.0
Oh,
if I was
it's
lucky.
still worth it.
Oh,
Still worth
yeah, I
sending it
love
out.
it, but I do not have a 9.6.
I am on the hunt for a 9.8 in a second print, or just even a first print in any grade. I would
Sure,
love to have one of
sure.
those. That would be
Absolutely.
absolutely fantastic.
Mhm.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are a steam train a rolling, and we are moving on to the next segment in tonight's show, and that is going to be trivia.
Oh, boy.
Yeah,
Oh, boy.
and I got you this week, Wes.
You know, you got me last week. Well,
Yeah,
I
I'm
think I
gonna
got
get
one of your questions right last week.
well. You're gonna get both of these wrong.
No, I'm gonna get them wrong, yeah, sure.
All right. So first things first. Do you want to go, or do you want me to go?
How about you do one, then I'll do one, you do
All
one,
right.
I'll do one.
Sounds good. All right. So let's go with first appearances.
Okay.
Do you have any clue what this gentleman's first appearance is?
What was
Or
Havoc's
Havoc?
first appearance?
Yeah. Shot in the dark. Or if he's shooting, then you got a lot of light.
I'm leaning
Any
towards
idea?
it's an uncanny book, but I could be wrong on that. Like that's too easy. I don't know. I don't know for sure.
X-Men number 54.
54. I didn't realize it was that
54.
early, actually.
Yep. Pre-100s, ladies and gentlemen. X-Men number 54 is
Lord.
Havoc's first appearance.
See, I was like in the I was in my head. I was way off, so I didn't even bother throwing
That's
a guess
fair.
out there.
I think it's the Star Wars shirt that's throwing you off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The what?
Oh, the man thing? Yeah, I
Yeah.
got you. Yeah, no, Star Wars.
Oh, your Star Wars shirt. Yeah. Okay.
All right, go for it.
All right. 0 for 1 for me. All
Yep.
right. Okay.
I'm keeping
Who
track.
was the first costumed superhero?
The Phantom.
That is correct.
Really?
Yep. In 1937, it was a comic strip.
That's amazing.
Well
Right
done.
on.
Well
All
done.
right.
I told you I was going to give you some decent, easy ones.
I got a 1, you got a big fat goose egg.
Mm-hmm.
Here's an easy one for you.
Yeah, right.
This is so easy. My son Ethan couldn't get it because he doesn't know.
Oh, great.
What title was Rob Liefeld working on before he left Marvel for Image?
X-Force?
Good job.
I was like, are you trying to trick me?
Don't scare me like that.
Yeah. You were like, oh my
X-Force.
God, this guy's a moron.
Oh.
I was like, I said, I was thinking X-Force. I was like, maybe he's trying to trick me.
That can't be right.
Yeah.
X-Force, ladies and gentlemen. The first couple issues are pretty solid, but after that, it gets a lot better because Rob Liefeld's not on it anymore.
You're right. That was a pretty easy one.
Oof,
I
okay.
overthought it for a second.
Yeah.
But all right. You should be good on this one too.
Okay.
All right. What was the first comic book with a variant cover?
Oh.
Before you answer quickly, think about it.
With a variant cover.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people think it's probably what the first thing that came to your brain.
Okay, so the first thing that came to my brain was Silver Surfer number 75, but I know that's wrong. That is a first of its kind for the foil cover, but it's
No,
not a first variant.
That's 50.
50, right. So see, I would have even gotten that wrong.
Yeah.
But a first variant cover, crud. I'm gonna take a wild guess here and say Shadowhawk number 1. I have no clue.
The Man of Steel number 1 from 1986.
Of course, that was my second guess.
Had two. Was it really?
No.
Oh,
Not at all. I have both of those over there in my collection right now.
See, a lot of like when I first, if somebody were to ask me that, I would have thought like X-Men number 1.
Yeah.
But
Man
few
of
years prior to
Steel.
that,
and the funny thing is it takes place after this. It's because
directly.
of this. Yeah. That it takes place. I should have known that. Wow. Ladies and
We
gentlemen.
tied again.
Yep, 1 for 1. I lost a question that everybody should have got the answer to, and yeah, geez. Okay. Moving right along, ladies and gentlemen. This week in comic book history, if you have made it this far, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you very much. Please make sure to hit the like, share, and subscribe if you like what we're doing, because we love doing this for you. But this week in comic book history, ladies and gentlemen, we go all the way back to the beautiful year of 1992. (1992), ladies and gentlemen. Wes, how old were you in 1992?
I was 11.
Yeah, I was. Let me do the math here real quick.
Much older.
I was 12, I think.
No.
Yeah, 13. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, I think somewhere in there. But 1992, ladies and gentlemen, some awesome things came out in 1992. Marvel and DC were at their peaks, and another company was working its way out with their debut book we're going to go ahead and show this beautiful gem right now. Young Blood #1.
Yep.
From
April of '92.
April of 1992. This is the book that Rob Liefeld left Marvel to do, plagued with delays and all kinds of other stuff. But it is hailed as one of the top selling comic books of all time, and for good reason, too. And this is the Image launch title. This got Image off the ground. Yeah, a terrible book, but it launched a great company.
So many
Also,
pockets.
we have this epic storyline that was going on in Uncanny X-Men at the time. Bishop is a brand new character coming out. Wiley Sportasio was doing artwork for X-Men before he left to go work on Wetworks as a founder for Image as well. So there you go. What is this? This is the third appearance of Bishop. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. If you count the cameo, right?
Yeah. 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 Something like that.
Well,
But
yeah.
either way, the storyline is absolutely fantastic. Wiley Portasio's artwork is gorgeous in here, as always. Something really cool. G.I. Joe number
Right
123.
up your alley, Timothy.
Oh, yeah. I don't have this book, but I would love to have it. Larry Hama is doing excellent work at this time. G.I. Joe is at the top of its game. The books are nothing like the cartoon or the action figure line. Characters are dying in here and they're staying dead, and it is absolutely crazy and bananas. And this is just amazing. And Transformers was going really strong at this time, too. And you got another like less than 30 issues before the series is over.
And that's not a cheap book either. That's
God,
30
no.
or 40 bucks right there
Yeah,
in
exactly.
mid grade.
Yeah, but look at that cover. Beautiful Cobra Commander cover. The Secret of the Sludge, fantastic. This one, however, is not expensive. This is
There's some
super
90s
cheap.
goodness right there.
Yeah, making Luke Cage super edgy and super awesome, and tearing out the old, in for the new. He is Marvel's hottest action hero, and he returns in his own ongoing series that lasted less than 20 issues. So there you go. And then we have this book here, Batman number 476. This is Bruce Wayne revealing his identity not to Barbara Gordon, as it looks on the cover, but to Vicky Vale, who is in Batman 89. So that movie had come out a couple of years before. So you got that. Also, we have the adventures of the Thing. If it's not one thing, it's another.
That's a
And
cool cover.
I love that cover. Sam
I'm
Keith.
usually not a fan of that style of art, but something about that I really
Yeah.
like.
Gorgeous Sam Keith artwork, 4-issue miniseries with the blue-eyed loving Thing. Absolutely fantastic right there. This is the big one, and I'm so glad that this is the last book we're going to show for this week in comic history. Wes, take it away.
ASM 361, everybody knows that book. First Carnage.
When this hit shelves, man.
Yeah, this has boy, this I tell you what, this book has the value of this book over the years has just gone up and down, but it's always one of those that's going to have value.
Yeah.
And it's also just a really important key.
Yeah.
Carnage
Yeah.
is such a big part of comic canon.
Yeah.
So it's a really, really good first appearance of a really, really bad guy or bad
Yes.
villain.
Oh my God. Yeah, well, you're right on both counts, because like the lead up to this was fantastic. Bagley had been on the title for, excuse me, for 10 issues at this point, so less than a year, and he's already introducing one of Spider-Man's greatest villains. The cover artwork here is fantastic. The story
And I
on
know
the
you and I are like huge Bagley fans.
Oh yeah, the interiors are absolutely fantastic, and even though with the Comics Code Authority at this time, putting the thumb down on Marvel, they still made Carnage absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
And your
He
mind,
has remained so
your
in my
13-year-old brain trying to fill in the gaps off panel of what's going on.
Yeah.
Holy smokes. Yeah, so this book right here, ladies and gentlemen, that's the big one from 92. Did we miss anything from 1992? Let us know in the comment section below what your favorite comic book from April of 1992 was, so we can check that out too. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for us tonight on Comic Evolution. Once again, thank you so much for being a part of tonight's show. We absolutely adore you as fans. And thank you so much for getting us over 50 subscribers. By the way, you guys are fantastic. We got more videos like that coming out for you in the very near future. We got mystery boxes coming out. We'll have PSA gradings coming out, some CGC book gradings in the future, and so much more. Once again, hit the like, share, and subscribe. YouTube is the only place to find us right now. Wes, you got anything else before we get out of here?
No, I just appreciate you guys getting us over the 50 mark. Like you said, it's really this is really fun and we're really enjoying it. But get in now at the ground floor.
That's right. That's right. There's so much more cool stuff coming out. Oh, and also the shorts, comics of the day,
Oh, yeah.
and Crack the Pack too. Yeah, we got some cool stuff coming for that too. So stick around. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Tim. This beautiful man over here is Wes, but don't let that fool you because my name is really Tim, not Wes. I'm just pretending today. This is Comic Evolution, and we will see you next time.